We're headed for a runoff between the two main candidates from this first round. Tell us a little bit about them. First of all, Mr. Jalili.
Well, Mr. Jalili, as it is being called, a hardliner, was a top negotiator long ago.
Nuclear negotiator.
Nuclear negotiator. And he's being known because of his tough stand against the West. So many people believe that he becomes the Iranian president, then Iran probably will have in much more trouble with the West.
How does Mr. Jalili propose to fix the economy if it's not by trying to thaw things with the West and the US?
Well, he has promised many that they are going to rely on domestic, local resources rather than looking to the West to solve the problems, meaning that even if the nuclear deal is not renegotiated or done, still Iran can get along. And
by
of course,
being like radically self-sufficient, a sort of a 100% made in Iran policy?
yes, and also plus that Iran now has got many good and strong, powerful friends, Russia and China. Iran really relies on its relationship, and actually it is being called pivot to the east.
So Mr. Jalili would be comfortable looking for support to the east, to especially Russia and China, and in effect turning his back on the West, America and Europe.
Well, Iranian officials, the whole administration, has said it is the West's fault because they see that it was the West that backed off from the deal.
But the deal did ease sanctions a little bit, and life did improve somewhat. How do they explain that?
As we know, Iran is divided. The point that you just mentioned is from the people who are a little bit disappointed with the administration and they want some changes. And this is what Mr. Pezeshkian, the other candidate, the moderate one, has promised people.
Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Mr. Pezeshkian is a long-time member of parliament. He used to be, for some time, the Minister of Health, a heart surgeon himself, and he has promised to make relationship with the West a little bit better within the frame that he can, and he believes that there should be ease on many things like hijab or the other things that can make people's life easier. So some people think or believe that he can deliver, but many also think that within the framework of this present constitution, he will not be able to deliver many of those promises.
What power does the president actually have, given that the big national strategy is set by the supreme leader?
In Iran, a president is almost equal to a vice president in Western democracies. So he cannot change foreign policy, he cannot change many things. But in Iran, people believe that the one who implements those policies matters. That is why they have gone for voting for this moderate candidate.
So the president can set the tone and has some limited administrative power, correct?
That's correct.
Does it matter to the average citizen who the president is? Do you feel it in your life?
Well, as the nation is divided, some people think, yes, maybe those who didn't participate in yesterday's election believe that no, it doesn't matter. Whoever becomes the president, nothing will change. That's some people say.
Now that this race has been distilled to two candidates, very different opposite ends of the spectrum, is it likely to push all kinds of people to the polls for the second round.
I think that's the point that both candidates are counting on. And as it is being said, Iranians are so unpredictable. So who knows? Next Friday, a lot of people might show up and then we'll decide who the next president is. And it really can change, even a little, change the destination of the people of this country who desperately are actually asking for some changes.
Would you say that economic well-being is the number one issue for most voters?
Yes, I believe the economy is the first and most important matter as for those people who go to those polling stations. They want to be able to put food on their tables, to be able to support their family, to be able to support their children having education, and also they want a little bit ease on many strict and also quite hard rules, like the rules on women's covering, dress code, music. There's a long list of such things that people wanted.
Does a president actually have the power to change those things? Or to adjust or to lighten the burden of the rules?
Well, many people believe yes. And of course, there are things that cannot be changed. Even a president wants to change it because we have a religion involved in these things. Islamic Republic of Iran cannot denounce the hijab, but definitely implementation of that rule will be different with a different person, different president in the office.
Stricter or not so strict? It's a question of degree.
Yes, degree stricter, not too much strict.
So just allowing a little bit of dissent to show, a little bit of the people's demands and dissatisfaction to show, is something a president could do, as opposed to ordering a really harsh crackdown.
Yes, I think so. Well, it's not expected that a next president can go and make friends with the US or be an ally with the West, but definitely like little steps matter as it matters anywhere.